Allah Azza wa Jal says, Alif Lam Mim, أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Now listen carefully please. Alif Lam Mim, have people assumed, أحسب الناس أن يتركوا, have people assumed that they are going to be left alone, that they are going to be left abandoned, left to their own devices. أن يقولوا آمنا, that they get to say that we have believed, وهم لا يفتنون, and they are not going to be put through severe tests. Allah asks the question, did people really think that people are going to just be able to say that they believe and then they are not going to go through some very difficult tests? وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ, we have certainly tested those who came before them. Now these ayat, the term in Arabic used is fitna. Fitna. And so I'll talk a little bit about the word fitna first. You know, nowadays we use it only in a negative sense. Right? So we use the word fitna like you see someone walking into the masjid, man, that guy is a fitna. Right? Or there's a lot of fitna in the bazaar. Right? Or whatever. Don't go to Aruba, there's too much fitna, etc., etc. So we use fitna in a negative sense, but actually in the original Arabic sense, the word fitna refers to a difficult test. It refers to a difficult test. And the other interesting meaning of fitna in Arabic is to be attacked or to attack. So, you know, إِذَا فَتَنَ الْقَوْمُ قَوْمًا, if a group attacked another group. In other words, if the attack was very strong and the other group almost died, they almost were not able to withstand the brunt of the attack, that kind of an attack would be called a fitna. Interestingly enough also, fitna is used in Arabic, fattana is used in Arabic, when you purify gold. When you purify gold. Now the process of purifying gold, if you're not familiar, you have to melt gold at extremely high temperatures. And when you melt that gold, the impurities melt away and froth, and they rise to the top and they disappear. And this is an extremely difficult process, and only through that process you can tell the purity or the level of purity of that gold. So the amount of carats it's going to be depends on how pure that gold is, which means how much fitna has it gone through. Actually, that is the original meaning of the word fitna. It is actually a way of testing the purity of gold. A way of testing the purity of gold. So now, having that meaning in our background, when Allah says, have people assumed that they're going to be left alone after saying that they've believed, and they are not going to be put through the test like gold is put through the test when it's melted? That's the allusion made in the ayah. It's alluding to this concept of gold being purified. Now, as opposed to purifying, you know, there's in a farm somewhere, in a village somewhere, there's a woman sitting there. She's got like a big tray of rice, and she's picking out the impurities from the rice. That's a kind of purification too. That's a cleansing too, but it's relatively easy. When people are washing their clothes, they're also purifying. That's still relatively easy. But purifying gold, you can't just sit on a corner and go with a sponge and clean gold. You can't do that because the impurities are where? Where are the impurities? They're not on the surface, they're deep inside. And you cannot access the inside until you melt it under extreme temperatures. Now, interestingly enough, in this ayah, Allah talked about iman. Where is iman? Is that on the surface or on the inside? It's on the inside, which means the impurities that can attack this iman are also resting deep inside. Which means if you want to purify something deep inside, you have to raise the temperature and you have to be put through some extreme test so that those impurities can be removed. You follow what I'm saying so far? Right? This is the concept of fitna when it comes to our iman. Our iman is being put to the test by difficulty, and Allah is saying, how could you have assumed that you will be given this incredible treasure of iman